So when it comes to budgeting, is there a way that you can break down your money, the amount of money you earn? Say I earn 50,000.
Yeah.
How do I break down that 50,000?
Okay, so there are standard ways of doing it, but again, I always like putting this disclaimer. Yes, the standard is there, but you know yourself, you know what you're working towards. So the standard is at least 50% of your salary should be on your basic needs. Needs are things that you cannot do without. Yeah,
and so then, that's 25,000.
So yes, so 25 is what should cater for your rent, anything that is basic.
Food, or your basic, shelter, yes,
clothing umeka clothing relative, but yes, umeka hiyo. Then you have 30% that goes into your wants, and your wants are all the other things that akulipia Netflix, chill home, at least nina watch. I want to be able to go out once or twice with my friends, hivi pia hiyo unaingiza hapo ndani.
Hapo kwa 50%, 30% ni hapo kwa 50k, 30% ni
no, 50% ni basic, so 50% hiyo umetoa, so out of that 50 umetoa 25k, so 25k inakuketa for your rent, your basic bills that you have to pay. Uwezi kabila stima nini, yes, ina depend ile job unafanya. Kama mimi I have to have wifi, so for me that is the basic for me, for my work. So you have all that, and then 30 now goes into your wants. Wants are things that ndio ninataka, but I don't really have to have them as such. It's not a need. Neza kuwa na zingine this month, next month, you know, hivyo. So unajipanga na hiyo, then 20% goes into your savings now. But for me, what I normally say, anza na, because ni mimi nimefanya hii job, so remove ni ujilipe on your budget. The first thing on your budget should be, how much am I paying myself? So out of this 50, how much can I comfortably pay myself? And then now the rest cater for all my basic needs and expenses. So for me, I always say start with the 20. Will it be 20 or will it be 30%? Because dependent on what you're working towards, inaweza kuwa niseme out of this 50, I want to be able to move out. So sahi sina hiyo, that 30% for once I don't have because niko home. So that 30% is going to go into my saving and investing, so that I can be able now to put money aside to ndio ninunue vyombo, ninunue fridge kadogo, ndio ile siku ninahama, at least then I've reduced on some of these things that I need to buy. So, and that's what I'm saying. So you have the 50, 30, 20, but then it depends on where in life you are. Yeah, someone, for me, I might say I'm having a child, so even as we're doing the 50, 30, 20, I might say part of this 30 we might need to stretch it a bit, because now the baby is coming. We have things that we need to be able to put in place before the baby comes. So we might say let's reduce our investing now to maybe 15%. Then we have 35 going into all the expenses that we need to be able to cater. So it's not cast in stone, but that is like the standard. But just to make sure, don't spend more than half of your salary on stuff. Let half go into the basics. That is, you know, pale unakaa, if it's rent, zile, I have bills that I need to have to make sure I'm paying. I have kama ni school fees nalipa. You know, I have my tithe and donations, which also have to come in. So when you account for all these things, you see how you're able to break it down. Not cast in stone. And that's why I keep telling people, ukieka hivyo nasema lazima ikuwe 50, lazima ikuwe 30, lazima ikuwe 20. Niwe mwenyewe decide what's my goal for this budget, and then you break it down. Of course, now you use that as a guide to be able to do it.
Saseni, welcome to Cele's Reflection. Here we love people, we love guests. So I have a guest today. And before we continue, Sana, let me say asanteni sana. Thank you for the feedback you guys share. Thank you for all those who reach out. Like last week, Ashley alikuwa reach out to kwa email. And the feedback you guys are sharing is overwhelming, is so great. We feel good tukiona watu wamefurahia na such content. And today, leo pia, I have a guest. Her name is Linda. We are talking about budgeting. This one you need to get a notebook and a pen, because that's where most of us go wrong. That
is where you go wrong.
sijui kama maji atapata huyo msee. That's where you go wrong. Utapata huyo msee tuweke hapo. Welcome Linda.
Thank you Cele.
Hebu jiintroduce wakusikie kabla waanze kuandika.
So my name is Linda Makatiani. I am a financial literacy trainer and an investing coach. So basically what I do is I make people understand their money and how to manage their money, so that later on in life, when you're sitting back enjoying your old age, you're enjoying it stress-free. Or even, you don't have to be old. Whenever you decide I want to enjoy life, you can be able to enjoy it stress-free. You're not thinking, kesho tafanya nini? Kesho nitatoa wapi? No, all those things. So that's the core of what I do. Getting you to understand your money and manage your money wisely.
So here we are talking about your money. So unaandika hapo kwa notebook, your money. Your money is your money. Yes. So X amount. Budgeting. The term budgeting, mi ukiniandikia budgeting, kuna zile monthly budgets yufanya, grocery shopping, house rent, tokens, maji, nini. But sasa I want to understand from your point of view.
Yeah.
Budgeting ni nini haswa?
Budgeting is basically just your spending plan. Nataka, hii ndio ile pesa niko nayo na nataka kuipangia hivi. That is basic. So whether unaipangia ni budget ya wedo, ni budget ya mtoto, ni budget ya holiday, it's basically saying this is my goal. This is how much I need to be able to accomplish this goal. And these are the related expenses. So kama nitakwenda holiday, ni tutafikaje huko, hiyo transport, do we need any medical insurance, all those things. What do we need to pay for? Is it fully catered for? Au tutajinunulia food tukifika huko, hizo vitu zote. So unaipanga before you make that budget. Ndio tumesema tunataka kwenda ni Lamu, ni Zanzibar, ni wherever. This is how much we need, and then sa unapanga all those expenses. Ndio ukifika huko haupati zile vitu zinakushtua ati now you need money for this, for this. Inakuharibia holiday. If it's something like your wedding, like this is how much we are comfortable spending for this milestone occasion, then tunapanga all the small things. Ndio nikikuwa huko and I'm looking all nice and glam, I am actually enjoying my day. I'm not thinking about tuko na rent, bila sasa tunaanza maisha pamoja, itakuwaje, all those things. So basically that is budgeting. This is my goal, this is how much we need for it, and these are the things we need to be able to account and to cater for it so that we can achieve that goal. Hivyo tu.
So here I am with my goal, with my money. First of all, tuliandika my money.
And you have to be very honest about that money. And it has to be like actual. Kwa saa zingine mtu anakuanga na budget ya ile kitu haijafika.
Si ndio hiyo sasa nilikuwa naelekea hapo.
Hapana. For you to have that peace of mind, you need to budget with what your actual.
Sio available. Ni actual balance ama ni available?
No, just use your let me call it actual, because not projected. Ile nasema inakuja. This is what I have worked. We have, kama niko job, I know this is my salary. I'm going to get this. I'm doing this gig. We have agreed this is what I'm getting at the end of the month. Because again, si ati ile lazima uko nayo, niko nayo sahi, but it is confirmed that I am getting it. Si ile kitu, unajua nitafanya hii alafu nita make this much money. Because at times you might be able to do that, but you won't earn as much. Or even then, they will say, okay, let's see, renegotiate. Things happen in this economy of ours. So it is what is, and you're honest about it. This is what I have, and then now you use that to be able to budget.
So I want us to have a simple budget. Like for instance, we are working with our eggs, with what we have in the basket.
Yes.
We are not working with prospects about what we are thinking. So for example, Linda, tuseme I want to go for a holiday.
Yeah.
Because you all love going to Mombasa. Na tuko na X amount. So nataka hiyo budget. Na unajua kuna kuangana zile za +1. Hakuna allowance ya extra.
No, you have to have a miscellaneous, because you don't know, there's that emergency bit that you put there, a miscellaneous cost, because ujui utafika huko, there are places you go now you have to pay, is it what, travel tax and sujui what, some expenses, some expenses that come up. So you also have that as part of your budget. Iki happen, you are ready for it. If it doesn't happen, now you know at least I have some money that I can be able to plow back into something else that is beneficial to me. So it's not to the T. Si eti unasema tuna need 50k kututoa hapa mpaka Naivasha.
Ikifika
so
51.
Ikikuwa 51 sasa ni stress hata uenjoy, you know. So you have a buffer there. So you like, okay, so how much is my buffer going to be? If I put 3k over and above my budget, then that means if I come back with that 3,000 bob, then that means I have 3,000 bob now that can put into something else, that can go into something, my investment account and all that. But it's always good to have that with you.
So nowadays our biggest challenge, including me myself, is YOLO. Like we know mwaka ikianza, I want to be financial, I want to plan for every coin that goes out ama every money that comes in. But tuko na shida ya YOLO. So from that point, let's start from there. You're talking to someone who has come to you, Linda. Celestine is here. I really want to learn how to budget. Najua kuna hiyo extra inaweza kama Mombasa, but akili naniambia tu YOLO.
Sahi.
So from now, when I come in, where do we start now?
We first need to start by understanding your money story, because all of us have different ways. And I'll tell you, like for me, the way I grew up going on holiday I was blessed going on holiday with my
Dynasty.
Skiza. So we would go on holiday, but then we would come back, and when we come back, we are going to school, and I would, the way African parents won't tell you, but you could see they're sort of like struggling to figure out. Nikisema now I need new shoes. Wezi vazenye ulikuwa nazo, nimetoka holiday. So when I was like, for me it doesn't, I feel like it doesn't make sense. Ndio, you want to enjoy that, but I also want to have that peace. Hata nikienda shule I can concentrate, sifikiri. So hizi viatu naweza ziva for like 4 terms or something of the sort. So it's just that bit, getting to understand that I'm living today, yes, but what if I'm there tomorrow? Yeah. How does my experience affect the way I'm viewing money? So I was a hoarder for a very long time, and because for me it was, I don't want to go back to that bit, or ile kwanza kufikiria sasa, hey, kesho nitafanya nini, and then I have a sibling who yake ni kama iko to enjoy. Yeah. So we went through the same experience, but we all look at it very differently.
You turned out two very different people.
So, and I don't know who's better.
Better.
Yes, the one who's, but it's getting to understand that. So me, what is my view of money? What has affected my view of money? And I always tell people, if money was your friend, what kind of friend would it be? Ni ule friend anakujanga tu saya happy, au ni ule the one that is there when you need them, or is it the one that you can actually go and talk to and say, I'm trying to figure out 1, 2, 3, and they help you out. So when you get that understanding of money, then you also know now, how do I plan for this money that I have? So very important. Then now it's after I understand, okay, this is my understanding of money, this is my story. So what do I want to achieve with this money of mine? Like, nataka nifanyie nini? If this friend of mine, what is this? What's the ultimate goal of this relationship of ours? Where do I want to be? How can this money be a tool to help me get there? Now, when you have that, then that is when you are able to budget. Uanzi kubudget ile kusema niko tu na hii pesa, so wacha ni ende holiday, wacha ni ni budgetie iwe do, wacha ni budgetie mtoi. No, unaanza, what is my ultimate goal for this money that I have? Then now, that's when you start breaking it down. And as you're breaking it down, then you're creating your budget. It's as simple as that. You're creating your budget. But lazima uanze na goal. I think people wanakujanga zile wakisikia budget, of course first anafikiria hii budget inamaanisha I can't do anything. Lazima nikuwe tu nina count pesa zangu zote ninaeka hivi kando. But no, if you have a goal, what the budget does is actually it enables you to achieve that goal. So you even stop, your mindset changes. Ufikiri, budgeting means I can't do this, I can't do this, I can't do this. Budgeting to you then becomes, you know what? I'm managing my money because I'm working towards this. I want to achieve this. I want to be able to buy this, I want to be able to accomplish this, and I need this X amount of money to be able to do that. So budget ndio itanipeleka hapo.
So what I'm getting is, regardless of whatever amount you have to budget.
Yes. And let me tell you,
budget.
Wacha nikwambie. Now, this is the funny bit. So, because the people who think I'm not earning a lot, like me, na budget ya nini na niko na sijui 10k, 15k.
Sasa na budget yaje 5k.
Anajiambia, ati nita budget ya nini? But imagine if 5k ukishindwa kuibudgetia, when you reach 50k, how are you going? Yeah. Now, and then the rich ones, the ones who have money, like me, I have money. What am I budgeting for? Yeah, mi niko si ati niko na deni, niko na pesa, nitaamka tu na nitoe pesa hapa na tuende. But do you know about tomorrow? Hiyo pesa uko nayo leo. Kesho unajua umejipangia hiyo kesho. But the way you can jipangia hiyo kesho and next year and 10 years from now, which maybe you'll not be able to do what you're doing right now to earn you that amount of money that you're getting and feeling rich about it, you need to be able to plan for 10, 15, 20 years from now. Are you able to do that? You have to sit and budget and say, hey, 15 years down the line, sitakuwa nimekaa ninafanya nini, nafanya hii job. But I'm getting my 200-300k now. How can I be able to plan for it so that it can benefit me 20 years down the line as well? Now you do your budget. So it is both, whether you're on 5, you're on 10, whether you're on 200, 500, 700, you need it.
Now we have, I'm thinking most of us, like most people know how to budget for a new house, a new car. Na hiyo inakuanga si kubudget. Sijui kama kujinyima ni kubudget. As you're saying,
si kujinyima.
Budget ya watu wengi ni kujinyima, nifike kwa hii goal.
Yeah.
So right now I have a trip coming in sema next month. Najua naenda kujinyima. Is that budgeting?
No.
Naenda kufinya. Nikimaliza hiyo trip, nirudi nikae, ningoje. That's what most of us do. Najifinya nipate ile gari.
Yeah.
Nikiipata, it's not like we have a
cassette
a
plan.
habit.
No, now that's the wrong way to approach it. So nataka kununua gari. So I have to start from so that is my goal, to buy this car. How much is this car going to cost me? And then I also have to think, what are the expenses that will come with the acquisition of this car?
Insurance.
Yeah. So lazima nikuwe nalipia insurance, nitakuwa nalipia monthly au yearly. I have to fuel this car. Ikiharibika, I have to maintain it. All those things. So all these things, you need to be able to account for them. Because pia utaki kwanza, ujinyime sahi, ununue hiyo gari, alafu ukwame. Sasa gari umepack tu hapo hivyo.
Hata wengine tutanunua gari na tufunge nyumba tulale ndani ya gari.
Yeah. Unakula tu ugali na hewa na chumvi or something because iko hapo hivyo. So if you take yourself back, unasema okay, let me budget for this. Then unaangalia unaona these are all the related expenses to this my new goal, my new acquisition that I'm trying to get. Will I be able to cater for them on a monthly basis, or what is the frequency of these expenses? Then now you slot it in. Unaangalia budget yako ndio hii, and this is what these new expenses that come with the new acquisition will be. Can I be able to fix this and still be comfortable? Yeah, because you don't want to overstretch yourself, man. Again, maisha si ni moja tu. Yeah, hata nikisema nitakula ugali na chumvi for how long? Because si kama gari imekuja, kama nyumba imekuja. Then after that, all these other expenses related to it, where am I going to get the money from? So you approach it from that angle of, yes, I want to get there. This is what is there. How does this fit into my current budget? Do I have the financial muscle to be able to handle it? And then if you do, then ukiangalia your budget, by the way, is when you'll realize si kujifinya, but nimekuwa nikikula Java a bit too much. Wacha nitoe. Au holiday tufanye moja. Hiyo ingine tunaweza end up where is very close. Just here, enjoy like some family time, turudi home. We might cut down that cost by half. Then that cost goes into the budget for the car. So when you're looking at your budget, you can actually see areas that you can comfortably cut down. Sio kujinyima, just comfortably cut down so that you can be able to make this acquisition. But even as you're making this new acquisition, you're also understanding that it's coming and fitting into this, because there are other expenses related to it that I have to add to my current budget. How is it going to be? Ukifanya hivyo, you will get your car, you will drive it comfortably. Utapatia watu lift, utakuwa unaenda umetasema tuende Vasha, unaenda utawaambia ati sasa si nakupatia lift ni eka mafuta, you know, and things like those, because umejipanga. Budgeting ni kujipanga.
Now there's this difficult bit wase. Sasa kama sasa unapata msee amekuwa corporate for long, anataka kutoka corporate aende self employment, well, business something, ama anataka tu kutoka. Now the biggest fear inakuanga nitatoboa, cause msee there's nothing as good as security ya kujuanga every end month ama every kuna ka X amount. Then now you're telling me, then now I feel like maybe my time here is overdue. I need to move to the next thing, which maybe is doing my own thing, my own passion. Hapo kuna ka budget lazima ufanye.
Sana. And me, I'll tell you, from personal experience, I was in corporate for 10 years. And 10 years, I started feeling like I need to leave by 7 years. We had 2 children. And nilikuwa najiangalia. Every other time najiambia, anyway, I need to venture out on my own. I really want to. But nilikuwa nakaa naona, hii salo yangu, it's coming in, it's helping here, you know, with the kids stuff and what. Diapers is getting more expensive. Medical cover, because with kids, you need to have. And then, you know, you incorporate, so niko na medical cover, you know. So ninaangalia all those benefits, naona, wacha nijishikilie. But I reached the point where nikajiambia, you know what? The urge was too much. So I just told my hubby, anyway, tukae chini. You know, like let's try and see if we can figure it out. And we sat and we did. Now we worked out, because now at least daughter was 3. So we just worked out like our household budget, and we saw, so can we remove what you're bringing to the table and see, can we be able to survive, or what do we need to adjust to be able to survive with just now his, up until I set up the business and, you know, everything works out. And we did that. And from then on, we were like, okay, we can't survive sahi, but we can survive in like the next 8 to 10 months. So we agreed you can be able to quit by the end of the year. Do at least deck, relax, unwind, then Jan, now you can set off and start the business, because then I also had to budget for what I was trying to start as a business and everything. But imagine, let me tell you, and honestly, after we agreed, tukasema, okay, now you know what, by November you can be able to quit. Even going to work was different. Like, I was stress-free, I was happier. I think maybe I even served the clients better, because nilikuwa najua, like, you know, I'm working towards something.
There's a goal.
Yes. And again, it's also realizing, at your job, who assures you that utakuwa nayo like forever? You know, you always need to start thinking, worst case scenario, nikuje job, the people who've had that experience, unakuja job, unapata barua inakwambia, we are restructuring, sasa enda home, what happens, you know? So it's that bit. And unaona, we can be comfortable. Yes, we'll miss some things, but it's
for the good.
It's for the good, yeah. We're looking at what is our long-term vision together. What do we want to achieve? If you think about it, what do you do when, especially if you're salaried, and then you get a salary increment? Say unaanza kufikiria, kangu ni kadogo, wacha ni upgrade ingine kakubwa. Hao nikiongea, you know, echo inanisumbua. Wacha isimu.
Nimekaa nayo sana.
Yeah. Wacha nini. But now when you reach the point where you're saying, I want to venture out on my own, or I want to budget to acquire this land and build my retirement home, or start farming for passive income and all that stuff. When you budget, you actually start seeing all these things that you're spending that are honestly unnecessary, because they don't add that much value to your life. So you can reduce those ones and then invest in something that will add value and give you passive income as well. Yeah. So it's that. For me, budgeting is not really about restricting yourself in so many ways. It's actually showing you how you can be able to be enabled to achieve whatever it is you want to achieve and grow yourself. Yeah. So your discipline.
Nakuanga toughish.
It's tough, by the way, but you have to have that mindset. Unajiambia, nimeamua, this is what I want. And that's why it's very important to have a goal. Uko na hiyo goal, unajiambia, imagine I want to achieve this. You start having that discipline, like, okay, sitafanya hii. but sifanyi hii kwa sababu sasa ati sasa najinyima, because I want to achieve this.
And your goal can be something as retirement plan.
Yes, it can be.
See short term, it can be that long term. No, it can be
short term, it can be long term, and there are ways as well you're thinking, even within this budget. So, ipesa, I'm saying now I want to budget for this. Where are you putting this? That's also like, budgeting is like a whole thing. Because, nikisema, I want to buy a car. I'm not going to buy a car today. I might want to buy a car maybe 6 months down the line. So, but I want to start now. So, if I'm starting now, where am I also putting this money so that 6 months down the line, I can be able now to say I can comfortably go and buy and upgrade my car or buy this car and all that stuff. So it's being able to do that. So you're also figuring out, yes, I'm budgeting, where am I taking it? That discipline. See ati nitasema na budget, but vila na budget najua 6 months tatoa tu hiyo pesa niende inatoka wapi, unaiweka pole pole and you get yourself there, but you're able to see and pace yourself pole pole. There's nothing as good as ninaenda holiday na ni holiday yenye nimebudgetia, nimejipanga, ninanunua kitu na nimejibudgetia. I'm upgrading something not because nimeona mtu nayo na I feel like, oh yeah, it's good, I need it, but because nilikuwa nimebudgetia mwenyewe. You enjoy it more, you derive the most pleasurable value from it when like you see.
Ulimaliza kulipa holiday 2 months ago, unangoja hiyo siku ifike. Like it's I can relate. Unakuanga tu akili ko settle like you okay.
Una get into holiday mode, the real one, and that's what you need. At a YOLO life and everything, that's what you need, not the impromptu and then atokikuwa huko you're stressed about it.
No, nakula pesa za tokens. Key take home that I'm getting from this budgeting discussion is 1, in case I forget, please, 1 is work with the X amount that is there.
Yes.
That one.
Be honest about it.
Yes, the money that you have.
The money that you have.
We know you are capable of getting more.
Yes.
More might come before then. But sahi juu tuna budget sahi, what do we have?
Yes.
2, have a goal.
Yeah, very important. Very, very important.
Whether it's a long term, whether it's short
term, yeah. Don't just do things heavy. You need to have a structure in life.
Like some of the things we budget for is a baby. Most of the times we budget when you're pregnant.
But that is why it's 9 months as well. At least hata pia Mungu aliona si leo alafu kesho.
Lakini si tuliambiwa atakuja na sahani yake.
Hata hiyo sahani inakuja ndio, but itakuja akule, uende uoshe, alafu ikikuwa empty, what happens? Yeah, si lazima ujaze tena urudi. Hakuli mara moja, hata itakuja. You have to think like that. Huyo mtu anakaa ndio anakuja nayo, all the blessings, guys will come visit, all that. But me, I think especially when it comes to babies, like the biggest blessing is your whole mentality, your mindset about just you, the things you're capable of doing, especially as women, changes. Because say unaangalia mtu unafikiria I used to make like 10-15K. I need to start thinking mtu anaenda shule, nataka aende uni, nataka fanye nini. Those are goals at you, and then you start asking yourself, what else can I do to be able to get myself to that point where so later in the high school we can comfortably take them to high school. Like in the uni, we can comfortably do that. That now becomes your goal. And then you start budgeting for it now. So hiyo ndio sahani ya mtoto. Si ile kusema tu ati atafika. Hiyo ndio sahani. That power for you to be able to sit and think, what more can I be able to do as a parent now to ensure that my child has the best that I can be able to provide them with, whether I'm there or not.
And that's when most of us start getting insurance covers, medical covers, life
Yeah.
When the kids come by there, your mind changes.
Your mind changes.
That's true.
Hiyo ndio sahani. Si ile. Hiyo ndio sahani.
The third thing is note down. Like, so now start having those expenses one by one.
And you have to think of them. Just don't say, I want to buy a car, it's going to cost me 500K.
There are other expenses.
Yes, you have to think of all the other expenses related to that new. Ndio nitaipata, what else comes with it?
And then you know.
Hata kuhama, and I tell young people, umemaliza kampo, you've gotten your first job, unajambia nataka kuhama. Ndio, unataka kuhama. But before uhame, imagine, just try and budget for that house yenye unaenda kuishi. Hii ndio itakuwa rent, this is water, this is a lake. hivi ndio nitakuwa nalipa from pali nitakuwa naishi sasa, pali nitakuhamia to job, this will be my transport costs and everything. Alafu uangalie what does it total to, and then uangalie unalipa pesa ngapi.
Utakaa tu home.
Unakaa tu home. By the way, alafu unaanza kujipanga pole pole. But ile ukisema ati rent ni how much? 10k. Hiyo saloni 25. Wacha ni hame. Alafu unahama, unafika huko una realize nguo zangu mimi niko job, nani atanisaidia kuosha? Unatafuta mama fua. Lazima umlipe. Ujeka hiyo budget, you know, all those small things. Vitu tudogo by the way, the small things are the ones which sink the ship. Yeah. So umehama with pomp. Siko home by the way, hii ndio my new address. Only to realize that new address comes with extra expenses that you had not thought about. So fanya beforehand. Yeah, it's always good to do it beforehand.
Is there anything else after expenses?
And I think one thing I've realized just talking to people making their financial plans is at times it's always good to talk to someone about it. So kama unataka kuhama and you have a big sister or a big cousin mwenye amehama before, wacha akusaidie. You know, mwambie hivi ndio tunafikiria, hii ndio ile budget nimetengeneza, have a look at it, give me your, have I missed something and all that. If we are having a baby within those 9 months, I'm doing my shopping list, all those things. You have a friend, you have a sister, you have anyone close to you that's been through that before, just tell them this is our budget for the baby, or what do you think, is there anything? Saa zingine tunanonga vitu zingine zenye, to be honest, tuna budget ya vitu hatu need, so atakwambia this doesn't make sense, the baby won't use it for that long. So you see, even that helps you. We want to buy a house, you know someone who's done it before, how did they do it, how did they go about it, land acquisition, getting the contractors, all those things. So when you do your budget and you talk to someone who's had experience on that before, then you're able to see now how can I be able to optimize my budget. Ndio nikifika huko, you reduce on the number of shocks. So I see most people, they might get everything right, you know, you start budgeting, planning for it and everything, but because you don't take that time to look for someone to be able at least to give you from their experience, you miss out on some things which would be very, very important.
So your budget was around, say, 1 million, then you start learning new things, unajipata budget ilifika times 2.
Imeingia times 2. Au saa zingine umeka hivyo, alafu na realize some of these things, to be honest, hata make sense. Toa hii mtu hii hata need hii, you don't need this in the houses that now, you know, all these things. So it's very good to always look for someone, get a second opinion.
I think what I love most that you've said is we have to be disciplined. We might have that budget. Tutakuwa nayo kila mahali. Naingia kama ni house shopping, kiti nimeweka ya X amount, but naona napenda kitu ya 4X, kiti ya 4X. Like X times 4. But I'm not disciplined. I don't stick to this budget. Now you start going over and beyond. Because we might have those, most of us will write them down.
Yes.
But Yesu kwa nashika hiyo doa na moi budget hata sifuatili.
Pesa iko hapa.
Exactly.
Yeah, discipline is very important.
Discipline is very important.
Yeah, and it's discipline for making the budget, keeping to it, and realizing that it's just because I made a budget because I was looking to buy this. When I've acquired it, then sasa wacha niache, nisi budget anymore. Or I was budgeting because I wasn't earning that much, but sahi pesa imekam. Wacha, I don't even need to budget sahi, you know, wacha ni enjoy tu maisha and all that. So the discipline to do it and keep doing it, because the more you keep doing it, the more you learn how to manage your money, you get better, your budgeting skills get better, and as you get better with even the amount of money you're earning, man, that is how people get wealthy. Yeah, not because wamefika mahali now they're earning more. You can earn more and spend even more, and you won't be wealthy. But when you've gotten your budgeting skills right and you start earning more, then that means you're getting better at also managing your money, and that's how you grow wealthy.
If you can't manage 5,000, you won't manage even 5 million.
Yes.
That's true. And now that, Linda, tunamaliza. Budgeting hatujaifanya shule. Personally, mi sijaona subject ya budgeting. We graduate, go look for jobs. All of a sudden we are making money but hatujui ku budget. But you're here. We want to reach you. Mtu anataka kuje tu alani yo course ya how do I budget? Ama kuje tu guide. I want to create wealth. I want to invest. But I don't know how to do it. How can they reach you?
Okay, now I have been forced. I am on social media.
Because umeongea tu, then we're like, okay, Linda, where do we get you?
Well, I'm on linda.makatiani. I'm on Instagram. I just go by my names. I make it very simple. I'm on Instagram. I'm on Facebook. I'm on TikTok as well. So I try to reach as many people as I can, giving just short, simplified power tidbits on all these things, budgeting, investing. So ukitafuta on all social media platforms, linda.makatiani. You can also reach me on email. My organization is called Finance for Families. I'm very big on families. I'm trying to get families to not just budget, but come together and talk about money as well. Very important. So hakuna kufichana, because we are together. We need to grow together. So my email is linda at finance for families. 4 is the number 4. So finance, then 4families.com. Yeah. So reach out. I am very open. I'm very happy to help people learn how to manage their money and grow their wealth. Yeah.
Besides, it's your money.
Yes,
I'm just helping you.
Na hata kwanza acha nikwambie, umejikaza, umetengeneza hiyo pesa. Si hata hiyo pesa pia ikufanyie kazi.
Sote na mimi nikufunze, nikuoneshe venye hiyo pesa itakusaidia.
At least kumoja umeka hivi, you are relaxing somewhere and you know, my money has worked for me. I'm here enjoying some holiday, a nice view. You know, I'm driving this car because I was able to figure out how to manage my money and acquire this without stress or denying myself so many things. Yeah, so hatufunzwi, it's very sad, but it's not something that we can't learn. Yeah, we can learn and we can get better at it, but you can only get better at it when you start. Yeah, so it's very important.
Thank you so much, Linda.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, guys, for watching. I hope ako ka notebook kameja. At least 1 page. You have a few pointers that they'll help you. Most definitely. If you start, they will help you. Thank you so much, Linda, for coming. Hoping you'll come back again. Sasa tumepata wealth. Ama tunataka sasa kuretire. Where do we move to?
Tuanze kujipanga, yes.
Yeah,
I'm very open. Thank you so much for having me. I've enjoyed this conversation.
Budgeting. Budget. See you next week, guys. Bye.